Yet again, some of the time you truly should stop and think about whether humankind has some issues we say, that since there is a going thing on right now that is genuinely horrendous, and demonstrate that people of a specific perspective will mutilate anything they maintain that altogether should make themselves clear regardless of whether it implies completely lying. You see, a persistent story that has been happening since April is the story of Ginny Foxx. And the puzzling element that hurt him, that story was 100 genuine, yet the tales that followed by different sources, guaranteeing what his condition was, have been primarily bogus, including another arrangement of reports that are pushing a particular plan. Will separate it for you. Make certain to like the video and buy into the feed. Would you like to win an iPhone 12? Perhaps a MacBook expert? What about 500 money? You should simply remark the mystery stowed away message someplace in this video. That is all there is to it. Gracious. And leave a like on this video and buy into the feed so we can continue to bear the cost of these giveaways. Victor will be declared at the last day of every month. Gratitude for watching and best of luck. Number 6. The condition that began all that we have the new insight regarding Jamie Foxx following his hospitalization last month. After health-related crisis, the Oscar champ is currently purportedly recuperating out of actual restoration place. No doubt there's a ton continuing, and a ton of it is striking by means of individuals who are spreading bits of hearsay like they're soldiers. It makes it truly befuddling to know where everything starts and finishes. What we know without a doubt was that this entire adventure began back in April. Explicitly, it began when his little girl Corinne Foxx gave an assertion on Instagram. At that point, and far bits of hearsay can fly throughout the previous few weeks, a large portion of the web was accepting that Jamie Foxx wasn't far from passing on, and earlier today, his kin are declaring he has another task. Oscar-winning entertainer Jamie Foxx is alive toward the beginning of today, and finding support at a physical recovery office in Chicago after a lot of stress over his well-being, uncovering that the entertainer was recuperating subsequent to confronting an unexpected problem. We needed to share that my dad, Jamie Foxx, encountered an unexpected problem yesterday, shared Karen in an explanation composed for the Fox family. Subtleties of his medical issue stay private and are just being portrayed as a serious clinical issue. Yet TMZ Online says that his family was seen visiting the entertainer at the physical rehabilitation clinic in Chicago this end of the week. Fortunately, because of speedy activity and extraordinary consideration, he's now en route to recuperation. We presently help darling he is, and value your requests that Stephen peruses the family-requested security during this time. A source later noticed that the entertainer's well-being was proceeding to further develop. He began getting treated there toward the finish of April, after he was hospitalized in Atlanta. It's one of the nation's top physical therapy clinics and has practical experience in treating patients with stroke and cerebrum wounds. After boundless worry that her dad was still in difficult condition, he's okay. Thanks to God, the source said at the time, he's still in the emergency clinic and specialists are running tests, yet he's alert and ready. They're holding him under perception. The entertainer was seen keep going month on the arrangement of the impending Netflix film Back in Real Life, which likewise stars Cameron Diaz. The worry over the popular entertainer's well-being started early last month when his girl shared that her dad had encountered an unexpected problem and was headed to recuperation. Foxx was in Atlanta shooting with co-star Cameron Diaz. Creation needed to stop due to the entertainer's condition. The exceptionally expected film will be the primary big screen project Diaz has begun since 2014's Annie Change, which additionally highlighted Foxwell. Netflix has been hush with subtleties on the set of Back in Real Life. An insider let individuals know that the Charlie's Heavenly Messenger entertainer and Foxx have extraordinary science on set. Fox's girl, Corinne Foxx, went via virtual entertainment last end of the week to share that her dad has truly been out of the clinic for a really long time recovering, and was even out playing pickleball. Refocusing what is going on with Jamie was a piece blurred individuals actually don't have the foggiest idea what he had or didn't have, and why it's taken such a long time for him to come through it. There were even sources who asserted that this was more terrible than everybody envisions, and that his family are preparing for a deadly closure. Yet he wouldn't be in a medical clinic. This long assuming that he was anything near his loved ones are remaining optimistic yet planning for the most obviously terrible. Such a report was sufficient to make individuals can't help thinking about what was actually the deal with Jamie Foxx, and contemplating whether the most exceedingly terrible truly was in his view. However, at that point, the family stepped in to eliminate any confusion, and the tales were the time being essentially number 5 recuperating fine and dandy in light of the fact that by and by his enclosure offered an expressions guarantee everybody, and that the family wasn't entertained by the bits of gossip update from the family, chooses to perceive how the media goes crazy. My father has been out of the clinic for quite a long time recovering his little girl Corinne, composed on her Instagram story Friday, sharing a report that asserted the family was getting ready for the most awful. As a matter of fact, she proceeded with he was playing pickleball yesterday. Gratitude for everybody's requests and support. We have a thrilling work declaration coming 1 week from now as well indeed. In addition to the fact that he was fine, he since a long time ago been out of the clinic, conceded that yet the news was to be sure news, so it probably took a couple of individuals a pack. Yet it's far superior to hearing his family were planning for the most terrible. Likewise, Jamie Foxx is a pickleball player who realized quick forward to now, and we have a superior image of his condition. Not that everybody is seeing that image. Number 4 actual recovery. Jamie Foxx is supposedly getting care in Chicago at the prestigious Shirley Ryan Capacity Lab. Korean was spotted visiting him at the office, which works in different sorts of restoration, including stroke recuperation, horrible mind injury recovery, spinal rope injury recovery, and malignant growth recovery, the vast majority here recovery. And think about drugs, yet there are different circumstances that can influence the body to where individuals need to refigure out how to do things. This, in fact, gives some understanding into what Fox's clinical panic was on the grounds that it must be something sufficiently extreme to require recovery of an actual sort. Whether we get the full determination of what he had stays disputable. Yet that is the issue too, since the family hasn't focused on what truly happened. Potentially in line with Jamie, the top plant went crazy, and on the grounds that he was in recovery for his body, individuals chose to take this to a limit and say it was number 3, an immunization response. Everything necessary for something to circulate around the web is the set in stone individual to say the set in stone thing at the correct time, and hence it fans out like quickly digital broadcast host. And tattle commas AJ Benza cases to know precisely exact thing ended up foxing as he shared data from his source, someone in the room, on May 30th. As per the Ask Data Drew digital recording, Spenza said Jamie had a blood coagulation in his mind. After he had the chance, he didn't need the shop at the film he was on. He was constrained to get at the blood coagulation in the mind. Made him by then be somewhat deadened and blind. The case was reality checked by Newsweek and was viewed as entirely unsubstantiated, yet the gossip has still turned into a web sensation online, with various legitimate Twitter clients flowing at Hercules. The unbelievable excursions entertainer, Kevin Sorbo, showed an article investigating the incapacitated and blind spot and said he's petitioning God for Jamie Foxx. He added, "I can't envision the number of Americans that are managing comparable issues." And the traditional press scarcely flutters. An eyelash moderate digital recording host, Charlie Kirk, showed the very line that his disease was brought about by the antibody. We who denounce the mRNA shot were gone after in each matchable manner. I'm goaded a good handbag like Jamie Foxx succumbed to huge pharma, on the grounds that a film set is as yet moronic enough to command their treasure trove clump shot. he composed his 2.2 million devotees miserable, as damnation would happen to Jamie Foxx. Moderate parody pair the Hodge twins composed Hollywood caused him to have the desired chance, and he gave him a blood coagulation, leaving him incapacitated and blind. They composed a tweet that has been seen multiple times, number 2 responses to the cases, while the people who put desire inoculations shared the talk web, based getting the message out additional. There were other people who called them out for doing so gossip. That is all there is to it, Political Examiner. Jameson Daniel wrote, because of Servo's tweet, for this reason individuals keep clinical records hidden, frightening previous celebrities. Misuse the trust, they said. Another Twitter client got large number of preferences and retweets for their objective evaluation of the circumstance. Jamie Foxx's little girl said that he is fine at Mercedes was robe. Some bizarre white man appeared suddenly and said he's visually impaired, disabled, and insane in light of the fact that he received any available immunization shots. And you all going for it, that straightforwardly occurred here. Somebody took a story, felt they could curve to their own plan, and afterwards spread it around to those they knew could spread it further. That is not the way in which things should work. And the way that has built up some forward momentum without the family expressing anything to this level demonstrates how miserable it is. Jamie Foxx plainly simply needs to mend. So we should allow him to do that. Main plans. Look, we live in a period right currently, particularly in places like the US, where there's a conflict over truth and goals. There are individuals attempting to strip away opportunities for the sake of decency, and attempting to help the individuals who don't have to know specific things, yet or merit a larger number of opportunities than others. And all they're doing is making things more confined, unbending, and one-sided. Not even once is Jimmy Fighter's family said that his condition was so terrible he was deadened or visually impaired, or that it was brought about by an immunization. So until they in all actuality do take no source at their